Are we officially back? Are we officially buying and investing into Japanese? If you've been a fan of this channel, a subscriber of this channel, then you know that we've been here. We've been here in Japanese all last year. We're going to be here in Japanese, Korean, Chinese, all next year as well, or this year now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Poke Corner. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Japanese booster boxes, Japanese Pokemon card singles, and is it time to officially jump back in if you have been in English all of 2024? I wanted to make this video because I saw so many PokeTubers talking about Japanese cards, again, channels much bigger than mine, discussing is it time to hop back into Japanese. So we're going to get into all of that in today's video. So let's get into the charts. All right, we're on the ever so trusted TCG player in Japanese. I'm going to continue to use TCG player because it's now a part of the charts. It's now a part of our lives TCG player and not card market price or eBay stuff. We're solely going to use TCG player. Night Wonder, I wanted to start with one of the worst sets in the Scarlet and Violet era, a set that I didn't really like that much, surprisingly. There's a set that Henry doesn't like, and it's White Night Wonder. I did pull 2 of the 3 big cards of this set, but if you, we're gonna do collecting and investing. So if you are an investor, and this set is one of the most low-hanging fruit, maybe start there to take a shot in the dark. I'm personally not going to do that, but if you want to open this set, still a good set to open at the $44 mark. Most recent sale was 40 bucks. Sets in Japanese right now are all pretty much the same. You can get a Wild Forest booster box, $44, $40. You know, TikTok. Night Wonder, again, right here, right in front of our face, $40, $44, $45. The list goes on and on. Future Flash, the same. A lot of these booster boxes on today's list, they're about the same. So you can't really go wrong. You guys got to remember that one English booster box is the price of 3, sometimes 4 of these boxes. 5 if you're talking about Surging Sparks. So this is something to take into consideration. I absolutely love how readily available Japanese is, and that's a giant plus when we have the craziness and the pandemania of the English market going into Terrestrial Festival or Prismatic Evolutions. I'm sorry. This is definitely something to take into consideration. For me, I want to open Pokemon cards on a budget. I don't want to break the bank. I want to invest in, you know, $100 into each set, $200 into each set. And I know for a lot of you guys that have kids and families, that's a stretch. Even that is a stretch, especially if you have other hobbies, like, you know, you go golfing or any of that other stuff. So Night Wonder, good box to maybe rip and to see if you want to hop back into Japanese. This is one that it's, like I said, low hanging fruit, low bar of entry. And then this is a recent card that I picked up in Japanese, in Japan, this Togepi, Cluffa, and Igglybuff. So I got mine on a lightly played discount, this 135 on TCG. Amazing card. We all know the tag team era was just top tier. I picked this one up for 35 bucks or $35 to $50 in Japan. It said lightly played. They have the little sticker right next to the card. It tells you if it's like lightly played, medium played, or heavily played, or near mint. And for me, for a minor collector, I don't mind. But yeah, Togepi and Cluffa. This defines the era. This defines the GX era as well. And I wanted to start off today's list with something just a little bit older. It's not vintage by any means, but just an older card. And this is one that I guess it's a bigger card, you know, over $100 card that you guys should look at in Japanese over the English counterpart. And yeah, I guess this is maybe a video as well to try to convince you guys to hop into Japanese, or maybe take a look at some of these Japanese cards that you've missed out on. But yeah, we're starting there, and then we're gonna go into some super modern. The Greninja EX. Do not have this card. I was chasing this card so heavy. It is in Crimson Haze, not Mask of Change. That one always confuses me. But the Greninja, I mean, absolutely beautiful. $155 card. I always say absolutely beautiful, but this one is stunning. This one, we know what this is doing in English. Going crazy in English. Why not just pick it up in Japanese for half the price. I think the graded copy in PSA 10 is like pretty much the same as it raw in English. But another amazing set in Crimson Haze that I that's out of the Scarlet and Violet era of the sleeper Japanese booster boxes. I think Crimson Haze was it for me. I opened so much of it. I'm gonna link a video right here of me opening that. Yeah, it's just a fun set. The common cards were so awesome, so easy to look at. They were just, you know, Pokemon that I just liked and grew up with. And then the top hits were cool to me personally. I pulled the Blood Moon Ursaluna on the first box, so that was freaking awesome. And you can't go wrong with the Greninja being the top dog. And the saturation on this card is different compared to English, so that is something to look forward to, or something to maybe have both to keep them side by side for comparison. But this is a card that's you should probably pick up now in Japanese, then wait before the boom. I think that the boom is right around the corner for the Japanese market. English is getting so ridiculous. It's every week. I just can't keep up. I can't keep up on the market in English over there. It's just getting so ridiculous that I think even parents that are just like, hey, I think my kid just wants to just rip packs, so I'm just gonna give him some Japanese booster packs. Even back in my day, I don't know how we got Japanese cards or how Japanese cards got circulated in our neighborhood, but I remember my friends just having a bunch of Japanese cards. Obviously, we couldn't read them, and we just thought they were awesome. We thought that you know, seeing a Squirtle card or a Bulbasaur or a Dark Blastoise in Japanese would just look so cool. Maybe because we grew up, the kids in my area, we grew up watching like Godzilla and just Japanese films, so we're kind of already used to it. But sorry to get off tangent, but our next pick is going to be the Peerless Fighters Master Booster Box. So you're gonna ask me, Henry, why is this on here? This is Battle Styles. You are absolutely correct. So for all you investors out here, you know, you guys are drooling, you guys are doing this, waiting for me to give you guys a quick little play, a little flippity flip. This one right here, right? So we got the Peerless Fighters. We know what's in there. We know it's Battle Styles, but right here, 160 bucks. You can do your research. I'm sure you can find this cheaper. You can find it a little bit more expensive, but we're gonna go off TCG Player. And most recent sale, 157. There's only one, so I mean that kind of skews the pricing a bit. Let's just say it was 120 bucks, right? We go over here to the next set, the Single Strike Master Booster Box. This is again more Urshifu. I believe there's three booster boxes that made up the sets in English, which is Battle Styles. If these three sets are going for 150, 100, 120, and then we go over to Battle Styles right here, right? The Battle Styles booster box, let's just click over to that, which I am a giant fan of. I got tons of sealed booster boxes. I'm not trying to pump this one up. I don't care because I'm not selling it to anybody. I love Battle Styles. 150 bucks. You can get the same thing in Japanese 3-4 times and pay damn near the same thing. So as an investor, you gotta see what your risk tolerance is. You gotta see really is it worth it? Should I pick up 3 boxes in Japanese that make up the one Battle Styles? Do I care to have it all as a collection? Like, you want to collect all Japanese and English, but for me, I want to have it all. I'm a big Urshifu fan. I love Urshifu, and I did love the Sleepy T-Tar as well. You have to start, thinking outside of the box. Maybe this was the play to invest in Japanese. As we can see, those single booster boxes are doing really good numbers compared to Battle Styles in English. There's plays all over the place. I think we are at that point with Japanese. It has been sleepy. It has been low for so many months. It is about that time that people are going to start looking over in Japanese. It's getting more popular. I'm getting more and more curious comments on my channel. The more I talk about Japanese cards on my channel personally, I do see the growth. And as much as I have a big English audience, I know a lot of people are watching those Japanese videos because of the popularity in English and the difficulty of just obtaining just the English sets. So what do we do with this information, Henry? Is it time to just sell all your English and hop over to Japanese. It's gonna be totally up to you guys. I'm not gonna tell you guys how to invest or when to sell, when to buy. I do some of the FOMO content with the buy now, but I think that it is the best time right now to both collect and invest into Japanese. I know some people are going to comment saying that I can't read the cards. It's not what I grew up with, yada yada yada. But you guys can't be so close-minded. The Japanese market is healthier more than ever. They're reprinting at a crazy rate. They're printing everything into the ground, making everything very readily available. When I went to Japan, it seemed like Pokemon was so healthy and alive and thriving. Every night that we would go out, we would see different little card shops. It was always filled, all Monday through Sunday, with players. And it just seemed like there's people trading and stuff. There's always people in these small LGSs. And it seemed like that's what Pokemon should be. In an ideal, perfect world in here in the United States, I think that's what it is. That's what it should be. I think that we should just be supporting these LGSs, buying from the LGSs, and them just having plenty of supply. I did buy the Skarmory card and the Latios and Latias card for ridiculously cheap in Japan, and that was just how it was. Everything is readily available and everything is just affordable. With a game like Pokemon, where it's aimed at the children and aimed at the players, who are we to say, investors and collectors, binary collectors, that they should be, really expensive or really cheap? I think that the children and the people that actually play the game should come first in the eyes of Pokemon. And I do understand that we can't play the Japanese language in English. I do completely understand that. That is a big caveat to this whole argument, this whole situation. But if you're just a pure collector and or investor, maybe take a chance at Japanese. Like I said before, the saturation is different. It's a little bit brighter. The cards feel a little bit heavier. And I do have multiple copies of cards in Korean, English, Chinese, all that, and I do side-by-side comparisons. So for my personal opinion, it is always going to be a buy for Japanese, for the whole Japanese language. I was waiting for this moment for years in the Sword and Shield era when I first came back. Japanese was just so expensive. I was such a fan of just the booster box artwork. Everything just seemed so much better than in English. The ETBs in English, to me personally, are super lazy, super flat and boring. The booster boxes as well, we can get some really decent booster boxes like Evolving Skies, Chilling Reign, Fusion Strike. But compared to their Japanese counterpart, even other languages, Thai, Spanish, even simplified Chinese as of recent, the booster box just crush the English department, in my personal opinion. But I would love to know how you guys feel about this topic. I'm sorry, I'm completely out of breath, but this is my bread and butter. I love Japanese Pokemon cards, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to buy until I'm priced out. Gotta remember that Pokemon works in cycles. Japanese is gonna be popular, then it's not gonna be popular. English is gonna be popular, then it's not gonna be popular. If we just look at the beginning of 2024, Japanese was still popular. The Miriam card was going crazy. Those early Iono again was going crazy. Those early Scarlet and Violet sets I thought was going to continue the run, and then it just literally fell off a cliff, which was a blessing in disguise for my personal collection. And I got to experiment with different languages to see what I really like. And for me, the top dog is Japanese. Second would be English. But yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. Let me know how you guys feel about the whole Japanese market. Are you buying, selling, investing, collecting into the Japanese market? Are you here? Are you one of my English subscribers listening to this Japanese video? Hopefully that I can convert you over to, maybe diversify your collection. So thanks again. I'll catch you guys tomorrow with a fresh new video. Peace.